Welcome to the checkout. Andy and Corbin. We're breaking down the Premier League night 9. I believe it is night 9.
I think so.
Yeah. Season's flying, but we're gonna break down the 4 first-round matches. Give you some props, give you some tips and predictions. No time to waste. Let's get into it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You guys know what to do, and we will be live for the checkout live. We'll be watching the darts. But what an incredible Thursday, Corbin! It's Masters. And it's
Masters as well, and
yeah,
we've got some tennis. We've got all sorts going on.
it's a
Actually,
huge week. We're gonna go over 7-day pass that we have special for everybody. But let's get right into it here, Corbin. Dobie versus Van Gerwen, Aspinall, Cross, Littler, Price, Bunting, Humphreys are your first round matchups. So start with Dobie and Van Gerwen.
there's only one place to start with this. There's only one place to start.
The Van Gerwen apparently hurt himself last week putting a shirt on. That's a real thing. That was the news stories that Van Gerwen withdrew last week wrecked our bets because he put his shirt on. So, Corbin,
You should have played shirtless. That's the whole point.
Those shirt injuries are normally 2 to 3 days recovery, so he should be 100% this week.
Well, I don't know if you know this. So he's played twice since last Thursday because they had, I mention it every now and then, they've had these smaller tournaments, basically just in a room where they just play. He's played twice and he's lost both times badly to 2 awful players, 6-5, 6-3. I don't know if it's got anything to do with the shoulder injury because I can't watch those. But
stop calling it a shoulder injury. It's a shirt injury.
It's a shirt injury.
We're calling it a shirt injury. There's no chance I'm laying minus 145 on Van Gerwen.
That's crazy. It's crazy. It's got to be factored into the line because otherwise Van Gerwen would be minus 180 north of that probably against Dobie. Dobie also went out in the first round of one of the tournaments at the weekend, reached the quarters in the other. It's really, I don't know what to make of this game, quite honestly. Van Gerwen's won all 3 of the head-to-heads with a combined score of 18-6. 2 of them were 6-1s. I really can't pick a side. It's probably over 7.5. I'm not even sure I would trust the 8.5 this week, quite honestly. Yeah. And then it's just the bullseye prop. So we were just mentioning it. Minus 215 for neither to throw a bullseye feels incredibly generous. Like incredibly, like I was expecting to see a number of like minus 350, 400. Quite honestly, not just minus 215. So
I'll just throw this at you: Aspinall and Cross under, and Van Gerwen, Dobie, it gets you to minus 105. I'm loving this category. With the shoulder injury, I'll tell you, I'm looking at Van Gerwen under 2.5 180s. If he's not 100% dialed in, I mean, a 180 is a pretty tough throw. And all jokes aside, if he's not 100%, 3 darts in a row at the treble 20, and then he's got to do that 3 times. So I don't know. I'll like the shirt injury. It's funny. There was clearly something going on with the shoulder before that. You don't just randomly hurt your neck and your shoulder putting a shirt on.
It's very suspicious.
It was something that was amplified. Listen, it makes sense. I mean, your arm. This is the way you throw darts. Let's be honest. It's not that natural of a motion. So I'm not that surprised that there's a shoulder or a neck thing that's going on there. But I'll take the under on 2.5 180s for Van Gerwen. Of course, we like the overs on the total games, and then we like the no bullseye finish. So for Dobie and Van Gerwen, Aspinall and Cross. This just screams over to me. This is right.
I literally wrote Aspinall Cross overs, capital letters. It just screams at you. I find this interesting. Did you know Aspinall has won the last 7 meetings of these 2? 7.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
And he's plus money. I quite like Aspinall at plus money. Aspinall reached the final of the smaller tournament. Again, don't really care too much. Shows he's playing all right if he can reach the final. Cross withdrew with an injury after last Thursday and burnout. So, again, if he's not in the right place mentally or even any kind of hangover from the illness, I like it. I like the Aspinall plus 1.5. I love the Aspinall plus 2.5 as a alt spread parlay piece. I don't see how Aspinall gets. I think it's the other way. -3. That sounds perfect to me. I will personally be playing that with something. I think Aspinall at least keeps this close, if not wins, quite honestly. So
yeah, I'd be looking at cross on it's -165.
Yeah, that's where I went, and I was kind of like, they're in the right place this week on that.
Yeah.
That book, so.
And then the bullseye finishes. We'll take the under -300 on that one. So yeah, I'm with you. Overs is the only really way that I need to look. I don't think we need to overthink this one too much. Moving on to Luke Littler and Gerwin Price. You sent me a message. You're like, a little bit on the treble.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried this week. So quite honestly, I still have no idea what Price is going to show up. Yeah. Like, he's been all over the place. He could come out red hot. He could come out like a flat pancake. Littler lost last week. He lost as a -1,000 favorite against Slevin at the tournament just gone. I know that well-known player that you know, Andy.
I know Slevin.
And I'm looking at, I was like going through and I was like, Price has won the last 6 head-to-heads, including 4 this year. So that's my money line's already in question for the treble. He's had the most like equal or more 180s in, I think, 2 or 3 of those 4. The highest checkout I still give to Littler, but I'm definitely worried about the 180s and the money line for Littler this week. So
yeah, Gerwin Price, man, just started to see little glimpses of him kind of getting a little bit more energetic, but still just not. It's not the old Gerwin Price. I cannot bet on Gerwin Price until I see something. But again, I'll just go back to the overs with Luke Littler. The overs with them or with him has been pretty good. It's -650, but I think it's parlayable. So
yeah,
take that one. And then Stephen Bunting and Luke Humphreys. Bunting. Where did that come from, man?
This is darts.
This is darts. Yeah. So you got Bunting and Humphreys. Bunting goes from hasn't won a match all season to would just go ahead and win
win the whole night.
Just win the entire night.
And then I think he reached the final or quarter. Like he went quite far at the smaller tournament as well. Like he's really rocking at the minute. Again, it's just the overs. Why complicate it? Like, I'm slightly not worried for the over because I think it still easily goes over 7.5 or 8.5. But Humphreys is complaining about burnout, that his mental health isn't great. Similar to Cross, they all seem to be faltering a bit at the minute, whereas they're on the downward spiral, whilst Bunting seems to have magically just hit a peak out of nowhere. They've actually played twice in the last 2 weeks. So obviously Bunting beat him 6-2 in the Premier League last week, but he also beat him at the smaller tournament 7-6. I quite like Bunting this week. Again, I'm not going to play the money line. I just kind of lean that way. I like the over 7.5 in that game as a parlay piece. My favorite piece, though, maybe out of all of this, is Bunting over his 180s. So it's 3.5 at DraftKings. I kind of like a sprinkle on the plus 120 on that. At some books, you can get over 2.5. That's -200. I love the over 2.5. And you can put the over 2.5 with over 7.5. That gets you -150. That's probably my favorite single play is the Bunting over 2.5 180s and the match over 7.5 legs if you can get it.
Yeah, he's been really good on the 180s recently.
Yeah, so. even when he's been playing bad, he still can get over the 2.5. So,
I believe he went over. Yeah, they still have his 95.5.
Man, that's tempting.
Yeah, we got ourselves into a predicament because we were like, yeah, you got to play it every week or no weeks, and then we just didn't. We haven't been playing it. Of course, he's been going over, so that's kind of a missed opportunity from us. But yeah, he looks a lot more comfortable last week. Over under half of a 9-darter in practice.
There's no way he hits another 9-darter in practice.
If you missed it, Bunting threw a 9-darter that they just happened to be recording when he was warming up.
Crazy.
In the back. He was laughing about it. Then he walks out, wins the night. So
you have to feel like that. Maybe that whole process just like you joke around it being in the warm up, but like you have to think it gives him some kind of like positive boost, even in practice. If he hits a 9 dart and he's like, oh, I can do this. Like maybe that's what triggered him to go on and have such a good night, and now this little mini run that he's back on. So
yeah, absolutely. I'm with you.
He's been sleeping with the trophy. Is he going to get another one this night to have 2 trophies in bed with him?
I was going to ask you something here in a bit, but just want to remind you guys, it's 7 days. This is our 7-day pass this week. It's the biggest week of 2025 for us. We have the Masters. We have a 5% UFC. We have a 5% PFL. We have darts. We have cricket. We have NBA. We have NHL. It's an absolute monster. And oh, by the way, Corbin's firing away on tennis. Did you know that you're 7-0 in your last 7?
I feel like you say this to me every now and then. You're just like, did you know? Like, I never know. I never really know.
Corbin doesn't like to look at streaks.
I don't want to know.
Yeah. So last week when we did our bankroll recap, Corbin was 4-0 in tennis and 3-0 in soccer. So he's been running really, really good. So 7 days, instant discount down to $69. We've turned a profit in 14 out of 17 months. We're up 21 units the last 7 days. And I mean this when I say this. This is the biggest week of 2025 so far. At the 100%. End of 2025, this is going to be probably a top 3 week in terms of the amount of bets and the amount of units that we have. So we're looking forward to it. Invite you all to join us. These are bets that we bet with our own money. This is what we use to build our bankrolls. This is what we use to build our clients' bankrolls. So take advantage of that. WT.buzz/AL 7 days instant discount down to $69 for a week's worth of plays. The burnout. On one hand, it is like, if you just say it in a vacuum, it's like, really, you're getting burned out playing darts.
Yeah.
Like it does kind of sound ridiculous, but this is a real thing, man. This travel.
It's the travel. It's not. I don't feel like it's so much the game.
It's not this.
Like, no. That anyone can go on stage, and it's the mental side of it. It's the turning around for another match, trying to hold that same level of consistency over and over again. Meanwhile, you're playing somewhere for the Premier League on Thursday, then flying somewhere for the tournament on Friday. Then if you're in it, then there's another one Friday, Saturday, and sometimes there's Sunday, Monday, and then it's like back home Tuesday. And like they have to do like PR every now and then. They have to go and sign brand deals, advertise stuff, film adverts, and then suddenly they do that on a Tuesday and Wednesday, and they're back to the Premier League on Thursday, and it's just this never-ending cycle year after year. So
yeah, when I hear guys say that, I'm paying attention. I'm really, really keeping my eyes on that. Like, it's one thing to have it affect you, but to actually come out and say it, that's a lot.
100%.
That's a big one. So, what was it? Humphreys and Cross?
Humphreys is the main one. Cross kind of hinted at it, but also mentioned his illness that he was having. So they're the two. Humphreys is the main one I'm looking at. I certainly wouldn't lay minus 175 on someone that's moaning about burnout, quite honestly. I'm also waiting for the Littler one. At some point, Littler has to fall off. Like, he's still a kid. Like, he's only done this a year and a bit, really, this kind of level. The amount of pressure he's under, it's just inevitable that at some point his level is going to drop. And then when it does, like, you'll be able to get so many, like, he's still going to be a ridiculous price because everyone's going to see Littler and just go for it. So
I'm with you. Yeah, but there's not a whole lot I can do with the information in terms of betting against, but I would not be putting Humphreys in parlays. Like the Luke Darley, no thank you. So yeah, just tread lightly when you hear these guys talking about it, because yeah, that's a real thing. So
yeah.
All right, Corbin, that's going to do it for us this week. We're going to be live on the Winning in the Shadows YouTube channel for the Checkout Live. You want to join us? The live bets, guys. Last week, I gave out 2 of them. I gave out 2 of them. If you were live watching the show, you got 2 winners handed to you. So it's a Thursday afternoon. If you have the chance to tune in, there's a lot that we can learn by watching these guys. And the bets showed it last week.
Yep.
So take care of all your bets and all your bankrolls. Make sure you're patient. I know it's a huge week. Make sure you're practicing good discipline. But we're going to be firing away on darts for sure. Darts pack is up at Wager Talk, but more importantly, go get that 7-day pass. Really not even talking about individual plays. It's all about the next 7 days moving forward. So, all right, Corbin, let's get after it tomorrow. Good luck on your plays, everyone. We'll see you everyone later. Bye.
Good luck.